The room fell silent the moment she walked in. Not the kind of silence born from respect, but the kind that dripped with judgment, mockery, and quiet cruelty. Dozens of eyes turned toward her, scanning her from head to toe as if she didn't belong. And in truth, she didn't. She wasn't dressed like the others. No luxury brands, no diamonds, no polished confidence. Just a simple dress, slightly worn at the edges, and a face that carried more pain than fear. And yet, she didn't look away. At the center of the room sat the man everyone feared. The Mafia Boss. A man whose name alone could silence cities, whose decisions shaped life and death like it was a game. He didn't react at first. Just watched her. Carefully. Curiously. Because unlike everyone else in the room, she wasn't trembling. "Who let her in?" someone muttered under their breath. Another chuckled. "This has to be a joke." But the boss raised his hand, and the whispers died instantly. "Let her speak." His voice wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. The girl stepped forward slowly, each step echoing like a countdown. You could feel the tension rising, thick and suffocating. Even the guards shifted uneasily. "What's your name?" the boss asked. "Isla." Her voice was soft, but steady. "And why are you here, Isla?" he asked, leaning slightly forward. "Do you even know where you are?" A pause. A deep breath. Then she said something no one expected. "I know exactly where I am." That caught his attention. "And I know exactly who you are." Now the room felt different. The mocking was gone. Replaced by something sharper. Interest. "Then you also know," the boss said slowly, "people don't come here unless they have something worth saying, or a death wish." Isla swallowed. "I'm not here to die." "Good," he replied. "Then speak." There was a moment, a fragile, trembling second, where it seemed like she might back out. But then her expression changed. Hardened. "I need your help." A few men laughed quietly again, but stopped when the boss didn't. "People always need something," he said. "That doesn't make them worth listening to. This does." Her voice cracked slightly now, but her eyes burned. "They killed her." The room shifted. That wasn't unusual. People died all the time. But something about the way she said it made it feel different. "Who?" the boss asked. Isla hesitated. And that hesitation was louder than any scream. "Say it," he demanded. Her hands clenched tightly at her sides. "My mother." Now the room was completely still. The boss studied her face more carefully now, not just looking, but reading. Grief. Anger. Truth. "Why come to me?" he asked. "Go to the police." A bitter smile touched her lips. They were already paid. A few men exchanged glances. That wasn't surprising. Corruption was everywhere. But still. "Who killed her?" the boss asked again. This time, his voice was quieter. Sharper. Because now, he wanted to know. Isla's breathing became uneven. Her entire body tensed like she was standing on the edge of something she couldn't come back from. And then. She said it. "My father, and my brother." The words hit the room like a gunshot. Even the guards looked stunned. And for the first time, the Mafia boss leaned back. Not in boredom. Not in control. But in shock. Because this wasn't revenge. This wasn't business. This was something far darker. "Explain," he said. And now, his voice had changed. Backhand index pointing right before we continue. If you're already hooked by this story, don't forget to subscribe. Stories like this only get deeper, darker, and more intense, and you won't want to miss what happens next. Isla's eyes filled with tears, but she didn't let them fall. They said it was an accident, she whispered. They said she slipped, that she fell. Her voice shook now. But I heard them. The boss didn't interrupt. I heard them arguing that night. My mother was screaming, begging them to stop. Her breathing grew heavier. I was upstairs. I wanted to come down, but I was scared. A long pause. And then, it went quiet. The room felt colder now. Too quiet. The boss's fingers tapped slowly against the armrest of his chair. What did you see? He asked. Isla's voice dropped to a whisper. I saw my brother holding her down. Someone in the room cursed under their breath. And my father, she continued, he didn't even hesitate. Her lips trembled. He just ended it. Silence. Heavy. Unforgiving. And after that, the boss asked. They saw me. That changed everything. Now it wasn't just murder. It was unfinished business. They didn't say anything, Isla whispered. They just looked at me, like I wasn't their daughter anymore. Her eyes darkened. Like I was next. The boss leaned forward again. Now fully invested. And yet, you're here. I ran, she said. I didn't stop running. Why not disappear? He asked. Why come to me? Isla looked straight into his eyes. Because they're not just my family. A pause. They work for someone. That made the boss's expression shift. Slightly. Dangerously. And I think, you know who. Now the room wasn't just tense. It was on edge. Because suddenly. This wasn't a small story anymore.